Edgar Cayce lies on a couch in Virginia Beach, eyes closed, breathing slow. He's about to describe, in precise medical language he never studied, exactly what's happening inside a stranger's body hundreds of miles away. Why would Cayce's psychic reading fixate again and again on the large intestine? What did he think was happening in there that could explain arthritis, skin disease, even mental fog? That's what we're digging into today. When digestion slows down or waste lingers longer than it should, people can experience bloating, fatigue, skin flare-ups, even changes in mood. Modern medicine agrees the gut isn't just plumbing. But mainstream medicine typically treats the colon as one organ among many, not the command center for the entire body like the brain. That's where Cayce broke sharply from convention. So what did Cayce actually claim? According to the readings, poor elimination was the root of an enormous range of illness. Cayce believed that when waste sat too long in the colon, or when the intestinal wall grew thin and permeable, toxins didn't stay put. In his view, they leaked into the bloodstream and traveled. He connected this single mechanism to conditions as different as arthritis, psoriasis, headaches, and depression. In one striking passage, Cayce suggested that depending on where those wandering toxins settled, they could harden the spleen, damage the liver, or even affect the brain. The problem in Cayce's model wasn't isolated to the gut. The gut was just where it started. So what did he recommend? Diet came first. Cayce pushed raw vegetables, particularly leafy greens, and he was cautious about red meat, fried food, and combinations of starches and sugars he believed slowed digestion. Physically, he prescribed castor oil packs over the abdomen, believing the heat and oil supported circulation and helped the body process toxins. And then there's the piece most people find surprising: colonics. Cayce recommended colonic irrigation repeatedly, sometimes paired with osteopathic adjustment, as a way to physically clear out what he believed was accumulated toxic material. Here's the part that tends to stop people. Cayce didn't just link the colon to digestive complaints. He linked it to skin conditions like psoriasis, to joint pain, to fatigue, to what we'd now call brain fog. So, does modern science back any of this up? Let's take it piece by piece, because the honest answer isn't a simple yes or no. Start with what's genuinely supported. Diet quality matters enormously for gut health. That's well established. Fiber, vegetables, and reduced processed food are consistently linked to better digestion and lower inflammation. Hydration matters. Stress reduction measurably affects gut function. There's solid research on that connection. Now the murkier middle ground. Cayce's core idea that a permeable gut lining lets substances leak into the bloodstream and cause problems elsewhere sounds a lot like what researchers now call intestinal permeability, or leaky gut. And there is real, growing research on this. Increased intestinal permeability has been studied in connection with autoimmune conditions and inflammatory bowel disease. But here's the catch. Mainstream gastroenterology doesn't treat leaky gut as an established root cause of arthritis, depression, or psoriasis the way Cayce did. The research is early, the mechanisms are debated, and leaky gut as a catch-all diagnosis is not something you'll find endorsed by major medical bodies, at least not yet anyway. But there is one thing that the current evidence doesn't yet support: colon cleansing specifically. According to current science, there's no solid confirmation that colonics remove toxins, boost immunity, or treat disease. Your liver and kidneys already do that job continuously. Colonics can also carry real risks, including dehydration, electrolyte problems, and in rare cases, infection or injury to the bowel. That doesn't mean Cayce was inventing nonsense out of thin air. It means the specific mechanism he proposed and the specific treatment built around it haven't yet been endorsed by major medical associations. So, what do we actually take from this? Cayce seems to have been circling something real, decades early, that gut health influences the whole body, and that inflammation can start somewhere unexpected. Give him credit for that instinct. But his explanation that a single organ leaking toxins explains everything from arthritis to depression oversimplifies a much messier biological picture. And his flagship treatment, colon cleansing, just doesn't yet have the backing to justify the confidence he put in it. But it does fit Cayce's whole philosophy, honestly. He almost never treated the body as separate parts, everything connected to everything else, physically and spiritually. Sometimes that instinct pointed towards something researchers would later take seriously. Sometimes it led him further than the evidence could follow. And that tension between an intuition that turns out to be ahead of its time and a mechanism that just doesn't hold up is basically the story of Cayce's medical readings as a whole. Edgar Cayce made thousands of health claims over his lifetime, and some of them land closer to modern science than you'd expect, while others haven't aged nearly as well. Figuring out which is basically the whole appeal of this series. Next time, we're looking at another one of Cayce's most unusual health theories and putting it up against what today's research actually says. If you like untangling this stuff as much as I do, stick around, subscribe, and send this one to someone who'd argue with you about it.